Today's subject is Let the Sheep Sleep. Many times throughout our newfound Godhood awakening experience, we are on fire to share the priceless knowledge that is worth its weight in gold with family and close friends, only to be met with cynicism or a nonchalant attitude to our new way of thinking or being. Though we hold the very keys to life and are more than willing to open doors for others we love, in many instances, they prefer to be locked out of the open doors we try to welcome them through. When we encounter this, the best rule of thumb is not to waken the fool sleeper. Allow them to slumber in their splendid ignorance. Now, let us listen and apply this message.
How many times in life have we made a major discovery about something that we feel is so vitally important, only to share that information with someone else who couldn't care less? The intention to share valuable knowledge is always noble, but sometimes, well, most times, it falls on deaf ears. As most of us were, I was on fire about manifestation and living the dream life that I've always wanted when I was first introduced to the law of attraction. And then I was even more on fire when I finally figured out, through the teachings of Neville Goddard, that I was God. Foolishly, I wanted to share that good news with anyone I possibly could. I just felt like, wow, this colossal secret has been coveted from everybody since the beginning of time. And now I have this mammoth, colossal wisdom that I want to share with everybody. However, nobody wants the wisdom. They don't want to hear it. They turn a deaf ear to anything that I have to say about taking control of my life, understanding who I am, and most importantly, realizing that now I'm God and so are they. Or is it that I'm God and they're not? Now, having the potential to be God and being a human God is two different things. It's a choice, like everything else in this life, on this plane in which we live. We've all heard the adage that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And I'm going to be frank right now. In this case, let the 99% of non-believers or people who believe that there is an external God, allow them to remain parched. Don't give them a drop of water. You don't owe them anything. You know that you are God and that your own wonderful human imagination is the operant power of your godhood. Who cares if they don't know? It's none of our business that they don't know. Don't share this information. Don't waste your time trying to convince the sheep to wake up. Let them sleep. Do not, under any circumstances, disturb their slumber. That is where they want to be. That is where they are. Many of them are just ignorant to the fact that they could be the gods of their own lives. And then there are those who just personally don't care. Again, let them sleep. As a matter of fact, if you see them in the act of trying to wake, read them a bedtime story, sing them a lullaby. These people are willful sheep. If they're being led off a cliff, let them fall. If they're being led to slaughter, let it happen. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with your godhood and the information that you know about yourself. Don't waste your time trying to convince, trying to enlighten those who are willfully sound asleep. Allow them to continue to snore in their blissful ignorance. Remember, that's on them. It's not on you. It is not your job to inform anyone of anything, because when you try, they won't believe you anyway. Don't waste your breath or your time trying to wake up sheep. The best thing that you can do for yourself is to get about the business of getting all of the things that you've ever dreamed of and that you've ever wanted. For those who don't know the knowledge, or for those who refuse to accept this knowledge, let them sleep. Don't tell them anything. Now, this goes for your friends, family members, even your children. If they're old enough to know better and refuse to do better, again, let them sleep. If they are to be called to this knowledge of themselves and to accept godhood as their own, that will happen for them. It is not your job to force them to drink the water. It's not your job to force them to eat the fruit from the tree of knowledge. If you're pointing toward the tree and they can clearly see it, and they see that you've eaten from the tree and you have some knowledge that they don't have, and they absolutely refuse it, let them refuse it. Don't force feed them anything. It's not your job to do that. Enjoy your godhood, enjoy the privileges of your godhood, and let them remain asleep. It's what they want. Now, I know it can be very difficult for us, knowing what we know and knowing who we are, and having our husbands or wives or mothers or brothers or sisters or children even be against us in what we know is true, or to think that we are somehow insane to have this unorthodox belief system that's not even a belief. It's simply the truth. We are God. You can put a period behind that. And anyone who refuses to believe it or who calls you crazy for believing it, do them and yourself a big, huge favor. Let them sleep. You're not being mean. You're not being harsh. You're just moving on with the information that you have that's vital, that's changing your life. And unfortunately, those who don't believe can just be left behind. Give them a blanket. Make them comfortable in their ignorance. Like I said before, sing them a lullaby. Tell them a bedtime story. I want to let you guys know we're growing by leaps and bounds every single day. And I thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, I do. This is such a wonderful and such a profound labor of love for me. I love doing this. I love your comments. I love your likes. I love your varying opinions that you put in the comments. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. As always, thank you for listening. And until next time, guys. Bye, everybody.